All right, a bunch of news of drops coming up and Pokemon stuff releasing. So, most importantly, the most urgent one is Phantasmal Flames. Phantasmal Flames releases tomorrow, and as normal, there's a bunch of early drops. So, a lot of the big box stores already have them. So, you see like tons of Targets and Walmarts already had the products early. And you should also probably check Barnes and Nobles. I also remember Lowe's said that they're supposed to have some, but yeah, Walmart's and Targets definitely check those. They'll have a bunch of Phantasmal Flames available. Um, and there are more reprints in coming out. So for Black Friday, I think that we're getting a bunch of reprints of these Paradox Destinations. So I think like I don't remember the packs are even that good in these, but if it's Black Friday and stuff, you'll be able to get some cheaper packs for for a Walmart. They usually have some good deals, Black Friday drops. So it'll just be everyone wants MSRP, so these are probably gonna be like MSRP or less. And then a lot of people like the topic of bots, and yeah, for Tazzle Flames, I remember there was a huge controversy where bots bought out a lot of the um Pokemon stock, and especially the most important one is Pokemon Star UTB because that's one of the most expensive items, and thousands of cancellation emails have been confirmed. So it seems like a lot of the botting stuff happening now is happening after the fact. They'll let you order, but you're seeing like a lot of people, in order to bot, they use things like automation software, virtual credit cards, and addresses to manipulate it to get duplicate stuff. So usually when Pokemon Center gets like canceled orders, they'll just restock them, and so you'll see another drop. So there'll probably be more Fantastic Flames on the way. And there's a new Pokemon Day item, and the item looks like this. So looks like this over here. So this is going to be releasing. Pokemon Day happens around I think February 27th every year. This is supposed to be releasing on January 30th. It has this nice Pikachu. I think it's from like I forgot exactly where this is from, but yeah, it has the stamp stuff. So stamps have done kind of so-so for things besides PCTBs, but I mean the packs look at least good. I see Mega Evolution and Steve Tazzle Flame. So this is also just a pretty item to have. So a lot of people get obsessed with these more exclusive items, so this will be coming out soon too. All right, so we're one day away from Phantasmal Flames release day, and we're either gonna see like a huge drop, a huge explosion. We'll kind of see what happens. Honestly, probably both at some points. But the main price change is that booster boxes are down at I think about $7, so they're back at about $300, and the man numbers are pretty good. We're spiking up to over 100. So in the last ever since November 6th, so that's about a week. In the last week, we've been selling over 100 pretty much every day. There's one day with 98, pretty much over 100 every day. So pretty good demand numbers. We're in a new kind of market than we were before. So we'll kind of see how this kind of goes. 100 seems kind of fine for now. I always say crossing double digits is never a bad thing. And then you see that the number of cases sold is also increasing to, you see like already 11 cases. That's 66 booster boxes from just the cases, and that's like 180 booster boxes a day before releasing. A lot of people seem like they want to open the sets, and one of the indicators of that is that booster bundle prices are actually going up. They've been gradually going up, even though they're like one of the worst deals. Like you're paying 11.66 up like a pack. I can understand the ETBs a little bit because they're gonna go down, but like people want the art of the ETB, but the bundles are nothing special. That this is really probably just people who want to open a little bit and they're worried about pricing. They might not even keep a Pokemon that much. Like they're like, I don't really care if it's like $50, $60, $70. Like it doesn't make that much difference. So you're just buying one. So it's just a different kind of market. And you see the booster boxes, they drop about $7. ETBs are indeed selling pretty well. I think they will sell better Mega Evolutions. One thing, like there's only one instead of two of them, and the second of all is like people want this artwork. So, but supply wise, like I don't really see a reason why the ETBs would remain that high. Like people are gonna open this, but then after people open it, like they don't really, like people don't want to open a ton of ETBs. So that's kind of the issue with ETBs. Like you want one maybe to save, want one to open. After that, how many more do you really need? Unless the promo's good, and the promo's not even that good, but it's selling 90 per day. And then the PCTB, I really think like you have to be careful with this one. So 4 sold yesterday, $500 seems way too much. But there's also like a timing thing. So as far as like we saw like Mega Evolutions like crash so much after Wave 2 came out. And it did rise really a lot. So for Phantasmal Flames, like there's a lot of things going for it. Like it's a small set. The Charizard seems like it's getting pulled pretty easily, as predicted. And With the PCTBs, we just got noticed that a lot of canceled orders from bots and stuff were just announced. And because of that, like the thing with PCTB is that they run on their own sort of separate timeline. Like, you know, a lot of people will have the bundles, the ETBs, the booster boxes early, but they want the PCTBs because Pokemon's kind of like slower with that. And they're already slow enough getting them for like the normal customers, and it's going to be even slower because they're going to be like, you know, putting another drop to, you know, sell off the canceled orders. It's going to take a little longer, so it's going to take a while before like the market gets like large enough to really show like the true like supply number. And because that, I feel like there's a chance that the PCCB price will be a little artificially higher because of that, just because there literally won't be as many sellers. Like right now it's super inflated. There's only 2 sellers here. That like even that's because TCG Play doesn't allow like non-big box stores to sell them before pre-release and before release time, and most of the people who have them are just normal people. Like, so yeah, no, almost no one qualifies to make this list. And then bundles over here, they're $70. I said they are rising, so you know they are 63 going 70, and these things always drop. It's just really dumb. I think most people would rather have the booster box anyway, but it's more of an affordability issue. But these are going up because people do want to open it and open the set because people really want that Charizard. This definitely is a set that you, as a collector, you kind of have to open. After that, though, like, are you going to really want it? All right, Mega Evolutions. So this is a pretty important time for Mega Evolutions. It's already gone through a lot despite being released not too long ago. And with the Wave 1, Wave 2, the price going up and down. And one of the big things to look out for is how the demand numbers kind of go and how the prices go as we get a new set, because people want the latest and greatest thing. Now Phantasmal Flames is taking head stage, and with a Charizard, it's kind of hard to, you know, not get attention away from you. And we already see that the demand numbers for this booster box is going down. It was like 40, at least 40 per day. A lot of days it was at least 60, and now you see 18 sold, 33 sold. Prices are dropping. Usually just 1 or 2 cheap sellers. Like this is like a little more than 350. This is 357. This one over here, the other booster box, if this loads, increased to actually 14 sold. So people are buying this non-enhanced booster box, hoping to kind of invest in it. I'm not really sure why. It's very speculative, but who knows? It could do really well in the future. These are down $12 and $3, and they're around 353, 355, and that makes the cases suddenly have the case premium. Like cases are going for 265 a booster box. So yeah, you're seeing that it's really early for things to have a case premium, but this might maintain because Destined Rivals already has it. So this is like accelerated sort of stuff for like booster box sets. Like the fact that the case premium is kind of holding, like it usually doesn't like take hold like this quickly, especially so far at the release. Destined Rivals took a pretty long time. Lucario ETBs are the only other change, like down $10. But one of the big things to notice is the cases. So I mentioned how the cases kind of went up about $100 overnight, and then we finally saw sales in like the 1586 range, but we are starting to see some drops. Like you see the last recent sales, they did sell about 1564, 1560, so it's about $20 to $30 less than it was selling before. You'll see demand numbers kind of drop, so I wouldn't be surprised if we'll see like some drops for like this could go back to like 1550, maybe even 1500 at some points. And so if you're stocking some Mega Evolution case deals, those are probably your chances. There's probably gonna be some people like trying to offload cases because the bunch up is enough that like people will do it eventually. You see that the prices aren't that far apart, around this like 1590 kind of price point. PCTBs, so Lucario is at 204, sold 0 yesterday and 3 today. For Gardevoir, it's at 201. It sold only 1 yesterday, 1 today. ETB demand has not really been that great. For Lucario, this dropped. There's one cheaper seller here if anyone wants it for about $77. Otherwise, it goes back to like $87. It sold about 26 yesterday. Gardevoir ETBs are about $80. They sold about 15 yesterday. And then for booster bundles are around $49, and they sold 22 yesterday. All right, for 151, I continue to see more people buying up the more expensive items, ETBs and UPCs. The price did change for those 2 items, so like ETBs did drop $10, and then UPCs did go up about $2. But you see, for ETBs, having more consistent demand, selling about 1 every day for the last 5 days. So doing pretty well for that. And People are taking advantage of the ones that drop to like 375 maybe. Like even this one's kind of cheap because there's three of them. You could get this for 365 each, or you buy all of them. And yeah, people are just taking advantage of this dip here where it was like always hovering around 300, maybe in 380, and you're seeing a lot of them being bought for like 360, 350, 370, probably with some shipping costs as well. UPCs, they're selling about 1 to 2 per day in the last week, very consistently as well. And people do buy the dips. So you see most of these there's almost like no one selling these below 600 usually, but there's usually just one or two, just very few sellers. And you see people have been buying up this dip over here. A lot of these around 560, 575. For booster bundles, they've been selling pretty evenly around 15 per day, roughly. And you're seeing some deals around $93 from these sellers. Otherwise, like these are hovering around like 97 to, and you get to like $100 after that. For booster packs, yes, unsurprising, not a lot of packs being sold, but still around like barely double digits. These are dropping down to about 1510 to around 1520 before. So not a lot of quantity though. So there's a lot of people just selling one random pack for some reason. So it's kind of hard to judge the exact pack price, but it's in the low 15s. That's kind of where the pack price is right now. And then for PCTBs, they finally sold one the other day, but none yesterday. Took a break. Same thing with booster bundles. They sold some, and now they took a break. For Blooming Waters, they also took a break yesterday after selling like every day. The price is a little more even now, around 180. There's more sellers now around that price point. And then these 4-pack things from Sam's Club, they sold about like, they're still selling about 2 per day. I think people are just buying the ones that are dipping around maybe 110 or less. Yeah, they're buying the ones around like 100. I'm trying to get as close to $100 as possible, essentially. All right, Destined Rivals, we're continuing to see the packs getting bought out. You see kind of every other day now, we're getting like over 100 packs being sold. It's about like 120 to 140 packs sold every other day. Just the pack price is really cheap now. People still really want to open the set and pull the Mewtwo. Like it's just like for these sets that have so much like demand from like a lot of different places, like there's a Mewtwo, so obviously a lot of like 90s kids and stuff will want it. There's a high chase card. It's just hyped in general, and a lot of people haven't pulled the Mewtwo yet, so it's, there's high chase. There's a lot of factors in it. There's also other 151 Pokemon in there for like 90s kids and whatever, so you're seeing a lot of that being sold. Booster boxes still around 390. The mandate's going down to the dreaded like 5 or less boxes per day. You see, it only sold 3 per day yesterday and today. Sold 5 days before that. Price point sticking around 390, not really shifting. For cases, no one has been buying cases because no one's been willing to sell cases for less than about 2,500. If it drops to like even like 2,470, 2,450, something like that, we might see sales, but no one has done it, so it's just been no sales. Eventually, someone will drop, and we will see a sale, but it hasn't quite happened yet. For ETBs, there's still this annoying $112 ETB that no one's buying. But like I do see definitely the ETB prices going up. You see like these two sellers have been here for forever. This 115 plus $2 shipping and 110 plus $2 shipping, and then afterwards you see it goes to 125. So ETB prices are actually going up. The men's actually hasn't been that bad, selling about like 8 to 10 per day. So I think people have been noticing that, but the price has been kind of going up for this as well. And yet people are paying the 125 price. So some of the ETBs are doing pretty well for Destined Rivals. I still think they're definitely going to reprint it. Like they're going to do the Searching Sparks thing all over again with Destined Rivals, and instead of like Searching Sparks, like there was even like Twilight ETB reprints. So they've covered a lot of the sets already, older sets. So for booster bundles, demand drops like 5. It's usually in like double digits, and there's a cheaper one here for about 55. Otherwise, it goes back 61. So 61 is still pretty good. And then PCTBs have just had no demand the last couple of days, unfortunately. All right, get ready for Crown Zenith to rise. So I've been calling this out for a very long time. Feels like over a month now I've been calling out the Crown Zenith rise coming. Maybe it's been like more like a week or two. I don't really exactly remember, but a lot of significant things are happening, and all the major products are going up in demand. So major thing, number one, JM sneakers finally got bought out, and they're finally raised their price to $220. So they've been the one undercutting everyone and making sure the price has been $210, and Crown Zenith was so stagnant before that, like people kind of left at that price point. And now that like it's raised to $220, that's what they always do. Also, they might be running low. Like I only see 7 available. Maybe they're running low on Seeing Skies now. But or they finally learned a lesson. Now you see everyone else like there's some like there's some 210s, and then you're starting to see go to 212. But usually these eventually do get bought up, and I think we'll see the price rise closer to 220 because Jam Seeker is usually the one undercutting everyone. And then just to breeze through these a little quickly, and I'll go through each one individually. So ETB demand spikes of 5. PCTB also had another one sold after not really selling much. Packs sold a little more today as well. You see a little spike here at 10. And then booster bundles also sold more yesterday at 2. So all the major products went up in demand. Crown Zenith hasn't really changed much in price in a while. Even in the last few days, you don't see much price changes. Seeing Sky has typically been about roughly $1 more, maybe 50 cents to $1 more than loose packs. As it rises, it'll rise even more. But the ETBs and bundles have been around $19 to $20 a pack for a while. So I think people are just making some good plays. So Seeing Sky will probably rise. So some people are getting those. Some of the people who want cheaper packs are getting those. For ETB, it's like a no-brainer thing. It's one of the more premium items. And people just saw it's really cheap and they bought it up. Like you're kind of taking a gamble between the ETB and the bundle. The ETB should be worth more, but there's some weird things with scarcity of the bundle right now. So like people are taking advantage of the opportunity. So you see that buying spike of 5 sold yesterday, and there's still plenty of ETBs available. But you're starting to see maybe we're starting to run out of the 195s and go to 200. People are preparing because once currency generally goes up, the higher value items will definitely go up as well. PCTB, someone bought one yesterday, and he's selling one once every 8 days. But they did sell another one, so that's good. Someone bought one for 425, so another one appeared for cheap. For loose packs, I'm gonna see if any of the picture listings were sold. Actually, you see another 24 sold today as well. So you do see a little more increase in quantity. So 24 sold today, 10 sold yesterday. So you see some pack demand rising, and yeah, maybe you'll see some people flush out some of these cheaper packs. There's really not a lot of packs for cheap available. Like you could buy like about 30 packs, and then it'll go to $14.50 a pack. And then booster bundles, this thing just almost like never goes down much. It's always in the same kind of range of like close to 120, maybe 115, maybe 125. 2 sold yesterday, and yeah, you see there's a couple, and then it goes back to 123. All right, I told you so. So I saw a comment yesterday on my YouTube channel. Someone said something like king of the I told you so's, and it made me LOL. But these bundle displays, yeah, there are a bunch of cheap ones available yesterday. Really good deal. They're cheaper than loose bundles. Like it was just an obvious buy. Like see over here, 939. A bundle display, which is basically $94 a bundle compared to the current market price of $99. Like $5 off, and you get a nice display which has a good premium. You're taking like pretty much zero risk in that sense compared to like buying like a huge premium. Like, buying a 151 or a prismatic bundle display is way more risky compared to a loose bundle. And price has returned back up. These are around 1081 now. Even this one's a little cheaper. This is kind of the range where I wouldn't be surprised someone bought it. But yeah, people bought all the cheaper ones yesterday. You see these over here were getting bought up. And yeah, so these have kind of returned back up as people are buying these. I told you people are watching these. These are up 142. And then for normal bundles, yeah, they're at $99. Demand has been a little lower lately, 2-3 per day, but these are still pretty much straight up like $100. So hopefully they rise a little more. I already see the price rise. It goes to 101 or 102. There was that pack demand spike yesterday at 34. Otherwise, packs are still around like 15, 12, 15, 14, somewhere in that range. ETBs, people are still buying the dip, although it's slowing down a little bit. They're only selling 1 per day now instead of like 3 to 4. These are still around 225. There's only a couple left around 225. There's these 3 sellers, and it goes back to 240. And then PCTBs took a break. They haven't really been selling as well. I know these have been around like 405 to 410. All right, Prismatic is seeing some spikes in demand for certain things. So one of them is booster bundles. You see they are resuming to go to about triple digits. 99 sold yesterday, and these things are back at $60. For some reason, they just refuse to go past $60. I guess I do see it near Eclipse Collectibles has 145, so it's keeping the booster bundle price down. But other than that, like that's kind of a weird thing. Like usually you see more sellers have cheaper ones. Actually, I think maybe I just didn't notice this whole time. That's why. But otherwise, a lot of people want more than $60 for this. So, I think bundles are actually worth a little more right now, to be honest. And then for SPCs, they had a spike of demand. They had a 10 sold yesterday, so we're hitting double digits. And yeah, these have been going 260. They haven't really dropped as much lately, but still, if you think of the overall, it is technically down like $60. And they're probably gonna drop even more once the reprint happens. For ETBs, really the reprint news hasn't really affected the price much at all recently, unless someone already knew beforehand. It's like, maybe it caused the initial store drop, and I just didn't know about before. But otherwise, like, yeah, they're still around 130. I think a lot of people are still cautious. Like, I don't think it'll go back down to where we'll see like $85 prismatic ATBs again, because that's just probably a little too cheap. I mean, $80 aftermarkets, but I don't know, maybe 110 or 120 it might go to. Um, and then for loose packs still selling pretty well. If you add up this 69 over here, plus I think about 30 packs from the other listings, it's about 100 packs sold yesterday. These things are still pretty much $9 a pack. The lowest one here with like more quantities at 885. After that goes like toward 890 or $9. And then for these bundle displays, they dropped $35. This is like the major price decrease for say these usually don't sell much. But yeah, they did. Someone did list some cheaper ones available back at 1300. Um, and then for PCTBs, they sold one yesterday, so nothing too crazy. It's still around the same price as the low 340s. This EV promo, like I just didn't really like. I noticed that like the price has gone down quite a bit. Like see over here, it was selling for about $13 to $14. Now it's about $8. Like it's like a over 50% drop recently. So yeah, it hasn't been doing so well lately. And then for these Lucario boxes, they were seeing a lot of extra demand. It's kind of returned back to normal, and they just can't really break past 120 for some reason. That wraps things up for this video. I hope you walked away with a better understanding of the market. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more deep dives in the Pokemon market. Tell me what's the next big investment you're considering in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all later.